What's going on? Hope you're having an amazing day. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at DreamRare. That's at DreamRare. You can follow me on Twitter at Legendary Energy. That's the word legendary and the word energy. You can check out my website at legendary.vision. And of course, stay tuned on Facebook for more music, news analysis, and rare talk. I wanted to step outside the realm of news analysis and politics and talking about other stuff and talk about something that can reach every single human being and every person that watches from any continent or age or all of that stuff. That doesn't matter. And this is how stretching and meditating can change your life. And a lot of people misunderstand meditating. It doesn't in any way interfere with your religious beliefs. I believe Eckhart Tolle said it best when he said that even a conscious breath in and out, like one deep breath where you're just not worried about anything, you're not thinking too much too far in the future or the past, just one conscious breath is considered meditation. So a lot of people think you have to sit like this and be all weird and be a Buddhist, or it's not true at all. You could be Christian, you could be Muslim, you could be atheist and still meditate, because the root of meditation is just relaxing your mind and relaxing your body. And I want to tell you a personal story and explain to you little things that I've done over the past few years that have drastically changed my life. I work on the computer a lot. If people didn't know much of throughout my newscasting, now I 100% work for myself. I'm very blessed to be able to do that within the last month. But for the past 4 or 5 years, I've worked 15, 20 jobs. Since I was a kid, I've worked on a farm. I've been a grocery store clerk. I've worked at a pizza shop. I've done everything. I've worked at a digital agency. I've been an assistant. And sometimes I had 2 to 3 jobs at once where I was always typing on the computer. So my hands hurt really, really bad. They still do a little bit. And my back hurt because constantly I'm always on the computer. And if you have a job, whether it's physical labor or it's mental labor, most likely, unless you get to do some sort of sport or activity for your job, you're in a position that's not natural to the human body. So no matter if it's super physical or even kind of mental, where you're sitting there or standing there, whatever you're doing, most likely you're going through the same cycle over and over and over and over again. And a lot of times we get so busy in those cycles that we forget that the body is not really meant to do that. And even at minimum, we don't think to stretch, or relax sometimes. And if you do that for months upon years, your body starts to suffer. My body personally suffered a lot. My back hurt really bad. My hands were hurting really bad because I was always typing and doing this stuff, and I never thought to really take the time to stretch or think about what I was doing. So in that way, 2 things that could really change your life, even if you do it 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 1 minute a day. If you go from 0 to 1, every action has a reaction. So even the smallest addition to your daily, if you never do it, even doing it once a week will loosen up your body to an extent, and it'll also help you mentally. And like I said, meditation, you don't have to sit there and do this, but because we're always so busy, and even myself, I wake up in the morning and I don't even think sometimes. I just go right to Twitter, I go right to Facebook, and my mind's all over the place. So even for me, even being such a person that is very self-aware, I still am so busy that I almost never take the time to just relax. So even like 1 minute of just relaxing, no matter where you are, and just breathing and just relax, it could be in any sort of position, but you start to realize your body naturally loosens up. You don't even have to really, of course, exercising is excellent. I do it a lot. If you do or don't, it's your prerogative. I think it is healthy if you could work it into your schedule, but even exercise is sometimes overrated in the sense of everybody's constantly rushing. You're a guy, you go to the gym, you want to look good, you want to get big real fast. We're always rushing, you know what I'm saying? This rush. Sometimes just letting loose and relaxing a little bit, your body heals and grows naturally even quicker, because even the act of meditating in the sense of relaxing and freeing all your muscles and not having them cooped up in a certain position, like cell phone, as your neck's going, your arms, your fingers are curled. It's just unnatural. Even just relaxing, you realize your muscles start to grow and your tension starts to release without even having to work out, because even just in a world that's so crazy, on a planet that's so hectic and so hard to free our minds, and now we have cell phones and we have computers, so now we're not just thinking about our family, we're thinking about friends, we're thinking about Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and all of these thoughts are just ridiculously overwhelming no matter how much of a grip you have on stuff. Just the act of letting loose just completely frees your body, and is actually an exercise in itself, because we never just relax a little bit. So this is what I've done over the last year, and I've gone from having a severe, huge knot in my back for 3 years, and it's almost completely gone. And it came from, not from working out. I was lifting more weights before, and I was maybe a little bit bigger and doing all this stuff, but I never really just relaxed, because I was always just trying to put on more muscle, do this and that. So the stretching and the meditating can really change your life, and even if it's minor or major, be a total game changer for your physical and mental state. And I'm at the point now where I'm almost completely healed from something that I thought was possibly permanent. I thought there was no way I was going to get past it, and if I can't kick it now, it's going to be forever. And I started doing more and more and learning, and the more you stretch and the more you relax, you start realizing, oh my goodness, my legs. You can't see right now, and I sit down a lot, but I'm pretty tall. I'm 6'2", 6'3", and I sit down all the time. All I do is I'm on the computer, I'm on the phone. My body, and none of our bodies, were meant to be cooped up all the time and sitting. So my legs, I barely even move. I worked for 4 or 5 years and just sat in a chair, barely moving my legs. So my back was hurting, and I kept stretching my back and my arms all the time. But sometimes you don't even think that, your whole body's connected. So if you don't stretch your legs enough, your back is never going to be healed. Once I started stretching my legs more, then my back loosened up, and I was like, wow, it's a huge burden physically and mentally off of my life. And it comes from just little things that I've made adjustments over the past year. I bought a stress ball. I use it, and I think to myself, even if I just use it for 5 minutes a day, that's 5 minutes more than I did before. If I'm sitting at work and I do it for 30 seconds, that's 30 seconds more from the constant strain of being on the cell phone and not thinking. I'm such a worker, and such even on my off hours on my cell phone and my computer, it's probably 10 to 12 hours that my hands curled up in this position. You don't even think about it, but my hands start hurting. It's like, I'm not even that old, and I feel like I'm getting arthritis because it's 4 years of doing that same thing. And sometimes I don't even need to work out. I just sit and breathe in and out and let my hands loose, and they start I start getting veins like I'm working out, but I'm not even working out. It's just my muscles and my tension releasing. That in itself, the act of being calm, the act of taking a conscious breath and just letting your mind release from all of these exterior things that kind of weigh us down subconsciously all the time, it is like working out in a sense. And it's something that I do suggest, if you can, if your job is physical or mental, whatever, work stretching. And I got my whole old office before they got rid of me. Their loss. But I had a lot of people stretching at work, because all I do every time I'm at work, I stretch the whole time, because it's like my back was so badly hurt. I started stretching for hours a day instead of minutes, and I started doing it all the time. But it's finally paying off, and I'm so happy. And I want to make sure I don't get back into that cycle. I ordered something from my cell phone to change my hand a little bit, but it's a bunch of little things that we never think about. But if you do over and over and over again, your body in a position that maybe it's not supposed to be in, and your legs aren't folded, and maybe you're standing a lot, maybe you're sitting a lot, maybe it's a lot of physical labor that's just not super healthy, or long-term wise, it takes a toll on your bones and your muscles. The meditation is underrated, and not the pseudo hippie, I'm better than you because I sit and I meditate and I listen to Rastafarian music. I'm not. suggesting that on anybody, but to me, meditation is just relaxing, because in any position, whether you're just sitting like this or you're laying on the floor, even if you're, about to take a nap, not being on the phone before you take a nap or not thinking about all these things, just relaxing. And I think when you really let your body do that, all of your muscles and all of different parts of your hand and your arms and your legs, you start to feel all this stuff that you didn't even know was there, because we're constantly overthinking and we're constantly torn in a million places. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, news, politics, left, right, work, family, job, kids, this, that, money, bills. It's a nonstop cycle. So one of the most revolutionary things you can do in this time of chaos and craziness is to be calm, be happy, and really let loose and let the tension out of your body. So thank you guys so much for listening. Once again, stretching and meditating. I've been stretching for probably 3 years, like really stretching, 2 years. And I've been meditating, just relaxing for maybe 1 to 2 years, not that long, but every time I do it, I learn something else. And you don't even need, you don't need a YouTube tutorial, because no one knows your body like you know your body. And the more you do it, and the more I used to overanalyze, I need to do that workout, I need to do what that person's doing, I need to work out my back and this and that. It's overrated, in my opinion. Just relax and do what feels right, because a lot of the things that I'm talking about right now, and a lot of the things that help me heal myself, I didn't see on any YouTube tutorial. I didn't see in men or women's fitness magazines. I didn't see anybody talking about it. It just made sense to me when I was relaxing and calmed down, and it's paid off dividends. And just wanted to share that little piece of information, knowledge, wisdom, whatever you want to label or call it, because outside of the constant news analysis stuff that I do, I think this is something that can really elevate people beyond any sort of information about what this person's doing, that person's doing. To me, none of that really matters. At the end of the day, being happy, enjoying life, and having the time and the freedom to do things like this, even have this talk, that's the biggest blessing to me. All the other stuff is just added bonus, me trying to contribute to what I feel like will better humanity, better society, and the overarching theme, because I think education and the media has a massive grip on our mental and physical health. And they sell us a lot of things like pills and take this, take that, but they'll never tell you to drink water. They'll never tell you to stretch a lot. They'll never tell you to exercise. When I originally said to stretch a lot, people thought it was very strange, but it's a lot more strange to not think about these things and just kind of let your body and your mind suffer. So once again, thank you so much. If you like talks like these, let me know in the comment section, and I'll be more prone to do more stuff on health and mental and physical, spiritual stuff in the future. So thank you so much for joining.